Thanks for joining me today. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, because it really helps the channel out. So today, I want to get into a theory that I have about Stadia, and maybe some possible future partnerships that are going to be announced soon. So here's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to the Stadia in-house studio. Last year was canceled, right? Jade Raymond was working on a game exclusively, a big cloud game, 100 gigabyte game, biggest game going on, cloud, thousands of players, cloud only. Okay, they canceled that studio and that moves over to Sony. Now this year we hear about 6 months later, we hear about Sony is purchasing Bethesda, correct? And then after that deal unfolds, what do we hear? We hear that Stadia was in the works with Bethesda for the same type of thing. A big cloud game possibly that they were going to host, or they were going to do the front end, and Bethesda was going to own the games or something to that effect. We don't know the truth of it all or whatever, but there was some talk about that coming out in the whisper in the cracks, correct? So, with that being said, if you think about it, Google allowed that to just slip away. And maybe they didn't just allow it to slip away. Maybe it's all part of a deal that's being worked out. Because if Sony needs somebody in the fight for the future, for the cloud, they can't do it alone. They don't have the cash. They don't have the infrastructure in place that Amazon has in place already, that Microsoft has in place already, that Google has in place. All these data centers and stuff like that. They don't have that going on. So they need somebody. But they do have the strong name, the biggest name in gaming. So it makes perfect sense for them to collaborate in some sort of way. Now, whether it's something that's going to completely shut Stadia down, or if it's a partnership that, maybe some Sony games will start coming over to the Stadia service. I mean, we don't know. That's all speculation. The whole thing's speculation. But just want everybody to think about it, that how these things all this is all partnered together and linked together. Now, the other big link to this story is the fact that Sony and Stadia are both Linux-based, or Unix. Sony is Unix and Stadia is Linux, which is a part of Unix. It's basically based off of Unix, but it's just its own for licensing reasons. So they're very closely related. All those games, everything, their whole operating system is very similar. And I think that's why Google went the Linux route. One, to be similar with Sony, to offer them some cheese, some hey, look what we can do for you guys now. This is going to be a great partnership. Number two, they don't want to pay Microsoft for Windows licensing, and neither does Sony. So they're not Windows based. Now, Luna is Windows based. And GeForce Now is Windows-based. So they're on that side. So that's another thing to think about, the fact that, Sony and Stadia are both Unix and Linux. Then you got the whole Jade Raymond thing, the Bethesda thing, the two games going on there. I just feel like there's going to be some sort of partnership announced soon. Maybe it won't be announced, but maybe we'll secretly find out that Stadia is the front end for Sony. Maybe that's the deal, and that's all it consists of. But I'm hoping it's possible. We're going to open up the doors, and we're going to be able to get ourselves some free Sony games or something like that. So that's all for now, guys. Thanks for joining me.